all this relation to electronic signatures and Global and National Commerce Act? Yes. I'm a little concerned about the electronic signatures of those that are in office. Yes. Now, when I know that one or both of the signatures of the ex officio Superior Court clerk, yes, is not her actual signature, pooh, I'm thinking that it violates the Electronic Signatures Act. Pooh. Now, there seems to be this problem with signatures. Now, did somebody use the state court seal to interfere with my custody rights? Because as I looked at the slant of Heidi Lee Budner, or is that Budnick? I'm going to need all the signatures of Heidi Lee Budnick. Pooch. The electronic signatures. Did you sign for any prescriptions for the last 7 years? Now, was there a Georgia, a fat Heidi, or a skinny Heidi, ooch, that decided they were going to come the prosecuting attorney? Ouch. Now, I am very impressed with this abduction workbook that they have. Yes. They give a complete list of what I should be doing as a parent. I thought that I should email law enforcement, ooch, the FBI, ooh, CPS, oh, CSS, that you issued a dissolution of marriage where I was not given an actual notice. Couldn't you get me the signatures on all those court documents? You know, for every fraudulent signature that was a forgery, it now violates the Electronic Signatures Act. Now, I don't know the actual ramifications of that, but when I get to the computer lab, I'm going to look that up. I'd like to know, how many years of fucking prison can you get for that? Now, you thought it was a show, but as I'm going through these various state statutes, the whole idea of using forgeries to interfere in custody rights is a first-degree offense. Then fine. Oh, you know, I'd like a warrant today. Oh, I'm really very concerned because it seemed to me that quite a few states. Oh, now this is interesting. You know what they give? Yes. This is the key contacts in parental cases. Law enforcement agency in your community? Yes. Now, can you tell me what officer in the Port Angeles Police Department is assigned to the case of removing that protection order because not having the signature of the petitioner violates the Electronic Signatures Act? Ooch. Now, you gave her a chance to sign it, but when the only signature I have to be able to identify. Now, I would think a court order could be admissible in court when suing for violating the Electronic Signatures Act of not having an actual signature of the petitioner or the protected person. Ow. Now, what officer is going to be assigned to the case, and what badge number do I need? What telephone number should I be calling if you don't enforce the law? You know, there seemed to be this, well, why don't you just call law enforcement? Ooh. Well, it was that law enforcement decided to dog themselves, and your dog's really 19 years old in his brain. Does he have the same signature as you? Is it violating the Electronic Signatures Act? Pooch. Now, there's what's known as the prosecutor, Nichols and Hawes. Did either one of you read that fucking protection order? First degree child custody interference. Why don't you get me the actual signatures of every prosecuting attorney? I'd like to know the real signature versus the signature of their dog, Pooch, and then go through their actual electronic signature. Now, is either prosecuting attorney going to enforce child interference laws, child abduction laws, or the use of fraudulent signatures to affect court orders? Oh, my gosh. Who should I contact? Now, this was very good because they have assistant prosecutors. Should I contact Brett Roberts in Port Townsend? Is she living in Brennan? Is that why I can't go there? Or should I contact Cal Gill that used a stamp for a signature that is probably in violation of the Electronic Signature Act for any and all government employees? Now, you're a lawyer. You know, when I email attorneys right now, okay, the use of stamps because your dog has your maturity level and can't write your actual name? Could you get me all electronic signatures of all the prosecutings? Now look at the FBI special agent that I spoke to. I called a number. Could you get me the signatures of every agent of the FBI for the last 40 years? You didn't dog the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You didn't decide to fish them, did you now? You gave the FBI the maturity level of a fucking 20-year-old.